Probably should have gone back row because of the sergeant I've got here. Yo guys, look at this. You ready? Bruh, hello. Why not, right? Maximum polarization. Instead of location, we're playing a CIRI dash.
If I go down, I'm taking you with me.
Climbing's the easy bit. Getting down's another matter.
Actually, already smurfing in this particular matchup. So basically, it does come at a big deck building cost because we have to run way more fours. But the fours are still good, right? Like, I'm playing dumb banners, for example.
Hey, I can see CIRI from here.
Why don't train on the cone? I hate it.
So do they have a way of dealing 6 damage? Leader, right? Obviously, we could just use a leader charge here. Any other ways of dealing 6? Well, Gutting Slash doesn't do it. Yalmar doesn't do it. Only leader, right? And I think if they use their leader... Lock. Yeah, Lock's a good point. So we could actually leader charge the Adept. Good shout, Troz. Thank you, mate. I think you might have just saved us. He goes through. Alright. That's pretty good. Not sure what we'd want to get rid of from this hand. But if we Erlen now, we get an extra point on the card we draw, right?
We've to rise above, go beyond, become more.
And we could, of course, transform. 3 damage. Bear Witcher. I'm going to take the transform. I think it's worth it. This is down just to the card we get rid of, right? Anyway. If you give a point to this deck in 5 to 0, what would be? What? Yo, Wagwan. Wagwan, brother. Unfortunately, it's actually not worked out that well because we're not winning on even. It's kind of the thing, right? If you're playing monsters, you slam an E-gun and there's no coming back from that, right? Whereas if you're us, we're like, okay, we've used our defender, we've used a leader charge, and we still don't win on even. But for some reason, they don't want to pass. Seems like a mistake. Okay, so if I was to go... I mean, we could go Uridan here as well, right?
Let's get this over with.
I'm not convinced by the dash, but it's an interesting idea. I'm actually thinking of it because this again is why like the Erland transform was maybe just a mistake, right? It's like clicking Erland would be one way that you can definitely win on even, right? Just click Erland. But I was worried that if they have a Bear Witcher in hand, he was getting handled. And you know, a Bear Witcher here is so bad for them now because like we would just transform like series of Witcher, don't forget. Really bad raiding fleet too. Haven't done the maths. This is actually enough. What? 5 points? Why'd I cut for Ciri? Yo, D4. I mean, I don't think it's actually good. I just wanted to try it. Like, it's definitely gonna... Like, this is a bad matchup, right? But it could help this matchup out quite a lot. Basically, like, all the 5s and the 6s, all the tech cards, right? I'm just running loads of 4s. So previously, like, this deck was playing Location, and then I had, like, double Griffin Witcher. Yo, Flixen, thanks for the raid, man. I've been in stream. Instead of like location, basically there's a dash, and then instead of like a couple 5s and 6s, there's dumb banners and yeah.
Hey, I can see Care from here.
The question is here: is dumb banner enough? Gonna play as a 7 -2. It's actually just a 7. It's literally just not enough, is it? We could Pogner or we could Keldar. Alternatively, we could go dumb banner, double leader charge. Keldar's worth 8. Maybe I should have slammed Pogner to try and like win upper card right before. Flex in the Karma's going pretty okay. And yeah, this deck is definitely better than NR Witches, without a shadow of a doubt in my opinion. Some people would disagree with that. This particular version with CIRI Dash, I mean, is a very like different take on it. But I could still get behind it. We want to try and find our assault, which we don't manage to do. But exactly, boss man. Like this, like winning on even is just so busted, right? It's a real shame I had to spend the Pogner. But you could just argue that was from hand mismanagement. I probably could have just slammed Keldar earlier on, right? But also Pogner, if they have Morkvarg, is not even good, right? Because I would be Pognering this round and he would just get Morkvarged. Yo, Kyun, what's up, man? Good to see you, bud.
I'll give you something to fear.
Kill the sons, steal the lassie. Have you no honor? Stand and fight.
You've got to dodge. You've got to have.
We got my mojo back. Yeah. I played really well the weekend, like once after like a bad start.
Can I come down now?
I don't train on the cone. I hate it.
What about the one with Uridan? I'm actually still playing Uridan in this version. I just transformed it into an Adept. So Uridan is like one question mark I have about this particular version. Because with the CIRI Dash, like the provisions are super tight. What happened with Assault? I'm just not good enough, man. I just don't have the skills to pay the bills.
Not without good reason. Only stern.
But these dumb banners are already looking sus. Very sus. Yeah, exactly, D4. But this is the thing, right? When I'm putting CIRI Dash in the deck, do I really have the provisions for Uridan still? Could argue no, right? Uridan is also just a really good card. But I actually, like, already CIRI Dash just completely smurfed in this game, right? Like, completely and utterly smurfed. Because the other thing about the Uridan is, like, a lot of the time you want to Quen into it, but now we're going to be Quenning into something different, right? So yeah, this is my concern. Now this dumb banner is just basically bricked. So maybe I was supposed to just dumb banner first. And then Royal Guard it, right? We can still play this though, right?
Retrieve the bolt and I'm on it.
The game is fighting. The windmill. Hard.
Just imagine I had Assault, right? This is our worst matchup, bear in mind as well.
I'll cleave you in two.
But yeah, it's literally only Assault we've got that's juicy. But everything's buffed as well, like all the cards we draw are buffed. This is the worst 2 cards we could have drawn, so let's just Mulligan. Yeah. Wow. What a skilled lad. Really unfortunate. That is a very accurate nickname. Siri did smurf. This matchup is so bad. Like, this is the most winning position I've ever been in. What a load of bollocks.
Men of Gwent, attack!
Oh my god, we have assault, guys. Whoa. Okay, we have target practice. The adept's good. We're never going to Pogna this round, so the artificers make the most sense to kick. Keldar's good in hand because we want to Quen into Dash or Iridan.
Can't see it getting any better.
Yo, Ned, what's up? This is obviously one where like Dash is not going to make an instant impact. And the other big problem about this list is like, oh, excuse me, is like Tunnel Drill. Like, how do we actually answer Tunnel Drill? We want to get Erland in hand here. We could go for the Adept. My issue with going for the Adept is it just gets turn adjusted, right?
If the king demands a head, I'll give him.
And I think we actually prefer the Quedwenny here, because if they hold on to the Tourney Joust, then the Quedwenny could buff like the dude's a little bit cleaner. Around the Tourney Joust. Yeah, here are my deck lists here. I need to start updating this more. I've really not been using it at all. Philly from the chat set it up, and I've just been kind of neglecting it. This is obviously the problem already with this kind of version, though. Like, we just don't have like the boiling oils, the margaritas, these kinds of cards, right? Which can put in a lot of work. Probably incorrect to try and kill this one, but
The windmill. The sticks spin around and smash.
that was my concern. Quite a long time, but not too much we can do about that one. Does it make sense? Yeah, it definitely makes sense. This was basically what like Shield Wall Witches started off as an idea, right? I was thinking like, how could I play Ciri Dash in other factions? And when I was like, wait, we could play an NR. We just moved away from it as an idea, but I mean, it does make a lot of sense for sure. The problem here is we actually have to buff the Erland twice to play out of coup range. But then we're going to have to play like a Dumb Banner on its own. So maybe this should have been the Mulligan. Dumb Banners are just awkward cards, mate, to be fair. We could wait with the Erland as well, though, because then he'll be immune. But the problem with waiting with Erland...
Camaria has yet to speak its last.
Not against them. I'm much better at that.
Because like, I'm already playing Defender, right? I'm already playing Quen, so I've already got a tutor for Ciri. And my leader ability is a literal shield leader, right? That can give... It gives Ciri shields. So that was the original idea anyway for this deck. Like, we're going back a few months, really. Then it like just changed into something different. Basically, the problem with it is that you do end up cutting a lot of the tech cards, right? Isn't the biggest deal, but it's not ideal.
We'll uphold the knightly value.
But these Dumb Banners are just, oh nice, are just feeling awkward as anything, to be fair as well. So basically I'm only playing one Griffin Witcher, so we just got lucky to draw it. I'm not playing Margarita, I'm not playing Boiling Oils, I'm just playing a load of 4s. So it's like the maximum polarized version, right? So if you consider the location version I was playing for a long time, instead of playing the location, I'm spending 2 extra provisions for a Ciri Dash, and then cutting more of the 5s for 4s. why done banners? They have Erland synergy. And I'm playing cards like Sergeants. I'm playing cards like Royal Guards, right? But I would imagine they're not going to be... They have felt awkward in both games. But thinning is always nice as well, right? Wow. Look at this flipping hand, chat. That's a screenshot right there.
Oh, I sense trouble.
Kill the dog fiddlers!
Oh, they're nervous, chat.
What is this ridiculous law you've devised?
We just don't care, mate. That's the thing you've got to remember, right? We just don't care. On my workouts, mate, I've only been to the gym once, I've got to be honest. Right, I don't think we're going to be Pognering this round, Euro, because of their leader, right? I've kept Pogner in hand, but I don't see myself actually using it. Does that make sense? Because if I put shields on the board, they could just lead it before I Pogner, right? Almost every time.
Tell me what you see. Be specific.
You've got to dodge. You've got to have the...
Clever maneuver. Out of the way, rabble!
Oh, that's so good. The fact that that eats a dash, that's actually outrageous how good that is. Holy moly. The fact that the dash eats an invo and our Kelder's just sticking, it's kind of unbelievably good. So we just go assault here, right? Or, again, like, the Adept is obviously tempting here, but I think it's a misplay. Because of the fact that I have Pogner in hand, it's just giving them points, right?
Why don't train on the cone? I hate it. The windmill. Its sticks spin around and smash you.
This placement could prove to be a regret, but obviously I'm just trying to defend myself from poisons and that. But I kind of regret not just playing it front row. We could have still gone for the Adept, right?
Coat of arms is nothing you choose. Dare not mock mine.
Don't make me laugh.
I mean, do we really care? We could just consider passing, I think. I think I regret not taking the Adept, right? They would have taken Ogner, probably. I mean, because Dash is now going off, right? And I can't kill it. I think we just pass, honestly. We're down a card, but we have full leader still. How do they... like, I've still got my Defender, so I can, like, mess up their coup on Joachim, right? Seems like a good pass, actually.
The windmiller hit me hard.
Down a card to NG never seems fun. But we got their Usurper. Pretty sure I can just brick the... I guess they still have Cupbearer, right? That is the concern. We'll have to wait and see how this one pans out. Euroden, rather. Looks like a loss, I think. We'll have to see, wait and see, though. Yeah, so he can canter one, but then I can defend her, right? Make things awkward.
Oh dear. Have I something in my teeth?
On guard! A duel! To a duel I challenge thee!
Normally, we'd just be feeling like we have no chance in this kind of a round, right? But I don't think it's all doom and gloom, in fairness.
Fall overboard and I'm not jumping in after you.
So if we work under the assumption they don't have Cantarella... Ah, they're going to coup the Einsace anyway, right? This is dumb. I was like, we can brick the coup, but then we can just coup the Einsace. Actually, scary for us. I should have leaded the Einsace here. For sure. But yeah, with this dash setup, like Uridan probably makes sense to just get rid of. Potentially. Just because, like, having all these 4 provision cards feels too much. But yeah, we're actually getting cooed. This is just so dumb. I even realised I needed to try and play around this and just didn't, right? And I just can't actually do anything about this back row. It's really bad from me. I guess everything can be shielded, right? They have last say with this card. So I think I've just thrown the game by giving them this, right? I even realised I needed to play around coup, but 2, I just zacked and didn't, of course, clock that actually the threat was not coup on the Royal Guard, but it was coup on the Einsace. It's just a stinker. And they're going to shield it now as well. This is so bad. So bad. Holy.
Aye, sir. Finally.
Monsters! No, a goat will suffice for now. My word is the law.
No Cantarella. Obviously I did waste points by not getting my my defender dude in, and also not row stacking. Means they can actually Einsace duel one of the cards in the back row. Otherwise they would have just had to kill defender. Isn't this good? I guess it doesn't make a difference. I just wake up pretty much, mate. Yeah, pretty much. So Quen would have won us this game for sure. Dash smurfed. Uridan would have been good too. But we lost because of this coup, right? I just threw the game, to be fair. Oh, we draw. Okay. I can take a draw. As I threw the game. All I needed to do was just lead him Iron Sace, right? And I was fine here. I've been fine still. When's next tournament? We've got a Gwent Open on Saturday, mate. Yeah, Gwent Open on Saturday. I'm gonna do like a I think my video idea this morning that I've been having is doing like a pre-show for it, like a preview rather than a pre-show, because it's not gonna be like before, but like upload it Saturday morning, film it after the draws happen on Friday. I feel like I've got a pretty good idea of like what people, or I would say I'm in a good position to make some predictions about the kind of decks that we'll see this weekend, like what lineups we'll see, the different strategies people might go for. It could be a cool video, I think. Or if we just go Ciri dash plus leader charge. We could go Griffin Witcher. Then we could go Ciri dash leader charge.
The bolt softens him up, sword finishes him off.
I've actually been baited by Chezzy into playing this deck in Ferns. This is Chezzy's idea. Except he had Visigota and no dash, right? I've stuck to my guns. This is the problem with this line of play. I can't really play the dash now, right? Because then they're just going to fill up with this, and then we're just going to feel like idiots. But we could just target practice this, and then if they like full leader Philippa, we just don't really care. Really, all I'm looking to do here is just get out of the round, not lose on even, right? So yeah. Okay, I mean, I just lose on even. I just don't care. I literally just don't care, right?
I've no mercy for your kind.
This is just such a trolling play in my opinion. I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe it's good. I think Siri Dash, the fact we've got Siri Dash also helps us feel like a lot better about this. So we could play the Erland, like we could go selected mutations and then just play Erland. Seems to make a decent amount of sense, right?
The windmill. The sticks spin around and smash you.
Obviously, they can get carryover too, but... I mean, I'm not going to give him just like such an easy pass, right?
A witcher with no honor is no brother of mine.
We should probably try and force them to play like Justice or something. But I don't care that much. We can just play a few bad cards and probably make some good trades here. Yeah, but Dash is like a turn 1 card, right? But maybe I should have just opened Dash Leader Charge on reflection. Just have no carryover. Which is really a very weird way to go about it. I mean, this is fine for us, right? They've got no carryover. They've used their... Okay, cool. We lose on even. We still have Assault, though, right? Resist the bleed. We passed on 5, so they have to play a card and like try and bleed us. But we've got Assault. We have a Dash. They've used full leader. They got no carryover for some reason. Very good spot for us. Still not sure about these dumb banners.
Every lock holds the key to... No, wait.
So, we could Einsace, but Einsace is also our only way of answering Drill. And also, like, if they pass, then we could have just gone Assault, right? Obviously, Einsace could make their Justice awkward, but the chances are it's Furco into Justice is actually more likely to only have 2 primes in hand, right? We just go Assault here for... And this is like the other thing as well, like I can't Assault for any kind of engine, right? Apart from an Adept, that would be my only engine. I guess like an Artificer could be good, because then I could go Ciri, right? And she's pretty protected. Shield is probably better protection than Royal Guard, although Royal Guard is an extra point. Let's take the Royal Guard here.
No audiences. Start today.
Yep, it's Furco into Justice. We're just going to play the Dash now.
Steel could be solved.
Get out your bow-faced baby.
Extra point making a pretty big difference, actually.
Oh, I sense trouble.
A very big difference. And obviously the other great thing about having Dash is I can target practice her because she's a Witcher. We have a really good way of boosting her. Okay, they're now committing to the round, so like... we're not too bothered. Defender doesn't quite get us ahead here. Obviously, like, Drill is the threat here, right? So that Drill would... they're going to have 3 spends with Drill. 9 damage, so we could just boost Ciri here. We could also play Defender. We could Einsace the Cleaver here and Leader the Ciri, maybe. Einsace the Cleaver and Leader the Ciri. Seems pretty good. Could also just double Leader Charge, right? Alternative, we could just target practice the Ciri, or we could just go Defender here. But we have to take a Leader Charge still.
Mind your words, and who you address, and how you address them.
I like this play a little bit more. Because they don't want to spend with Cleaver anyway if they know I'm a Pogna deck, right? We just take the Uridan here. We just take the Einsace. Maybe Einsace. Obviously the Cleaver's more tempting to Einsace because it can spend and I don't have Pogna, but... I mean, we could also just do it in 2, right? With like a Royal Guard and a target practice.
I demand satisfaction! Now!
Yo, JHT. I mean, Dash has been smurfing, it has to be said. So the reason I've gone for the Einsaves here is I go into the last round with card advantage and a Uridan, right? I don't have Pogner, so if they have no other spenders apart from Drill, they're forced to just take like the Drill here anyway. Uridan. I mean, like, this is just outrageous, so we're winning. Like, I would never normally beat a Uridan version of this deck, right? So, Adept is actually more of a commitment. Let's just take this. Again, it just seems like they're struggling for spenders, right? And suddenly... suddenly we've got card advantage. But a big problem we have is the fact that all these cards we're using at 4 provisions are so slow, right? And we just have so many of them. So there is a real argument that Uridan could get ditched, right? Obviously, if we just had like a better hand, we would have been fine here. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Actually getting 2-0'd, mate. So I think like the lesson from this one is just play the CIRI straight away next time. Just CIRI leader charge, because I've ended up investing leader charges anyway. And like, obviously my Uridan could have been better here, but... Might be Energix he plays it in there for some reason.